Yeah, just doing a little light reading. Got this book from one of my students, Gifted Tongues by Gary Allen Fine, High School Debate and Adolescent Culture. Very interesting book. Maybe someday I will do a review of it. I'm getting an email on my phone. It's great timing for that. I'm going to talk about a few things today. Second video in the series of many to come. I'm going to talk about a few things. It's 4th of July. Gave my dog a haircut. And I went for a very long bike ride yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to talk about that. It's 4th of July right now. It's July 4th and it's about 9 p.m. And you may be hearing noises in the background, and it may seem like maybe there's a firefight going on outside of my house, but all of my neighbors are just shooting their fireworks off. My kids, all my kids, they always want to get fireworks, and for some reason we don't get them very often, mainly because they're really only good for blowing up your fingers and spinning and blowing, just catching on fire. I mean, they blow things up. Well, 4th of July has been a good one. It's kind of a funny story. We were driving to the store earlier, and I saw something in the street just about a half a block from our house, just sitting there, and it looked like a bag of groceries. And I was like, what is that? So I stopped, and my wife got out and looked at it, and sure enough, it was a bag of groceries from Dillon's. Had the receipt in it and everything. A little container of watermelon and a half a gallon of milk, unopened. We think it must have fallen off someone's car. They'd set it up on the top of their car, and then when they turned around the corner, it just fell off. I'm kind of surprised that the milk didn't break, but I guess those containers are pretty tough. And the watermelon, it tasted good. Kind of hard to track down people who it belongs to, and my wife said, "You shouldn't eat that. What if someone poisoned it?" I said, "Yes, they poisoned it." And then they left the receipt in the bag saying when and where they bought it, with part of their credit card number on it, that I'm sure we could have used the receipt to track down who it was had I died from poisoning, so I'm not too worried about it. And then again, it could have had something non-lethal in it. It was just gross too, but it was fine. And I put the milk in the fridge. We're going to eat it. Well, I'm sure we'll have it for breakfast tomorrow. Hey, free milk. Yep. So 4th of July has been rather uneventful. We had to go to a wedding last night. Not really have to. Our neighbors got married, and it was very exciting for them. They've been living together for a long time, and they finally decided to tie the knot. Brandy and Ian, great folks. Really enjoy living next door to them. They're great neighbors, and their daughter is really good friends with our daughter, and we hang out with them all the time. So we went over, and unfortunately, her sister was there, and her sister is somewhat eccentric, which is a nice way of saying she's kind of a drunk. And we've all been there. I mean, who hasn't beheld a few too many before? But this is pretty much a consistent problem. And you have all these really, dressed up people, and these older folks who are friends of her parents who are there, and they're all, here for the reception and the following of the wedding that happened. And here's her sister just cussing like none other, using lots of bad words, and then picking on her daughter and saying rude things to her, made her cry. It was a very traumatic experience, and for some reason she kept wanting to talk to me. I was like, I didn't. She just kind of sought me out. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm just a good listener. Or maybe I give out a vibe, hey, drunk person, come and talk to me. I'm not really sure why. But I had to get out, because I could not watch this train wreck. And unfortunately, I have had people in my family who had trouble with alcoholism, as well as I had trouble myself with it, and don't drink at all anymore. Not a drop of alcohol since December of 2006. Well, long story there. Someday I'll make a video about that, but I'm not going to get into that now. And so the wedding and everything was fine. We had a good time. We ate way too much food. The cake was really cool, and it was a lot of fun. And I didn't have to have any booze in order to have fun. See this thing here? Where is it? Right there. I don't know if I mentioned this the other day, but this thing right here, I got bit by a brown recluse spider. You ever been bit by one of these things? Okay, if you've been bit by a brown recluse spider, then reply back. Reply to this message and tell me about what happened when you got bit. Because it's not getting any better, and I keep putting stuff on it and nothing helps. And my wife says, "Oh, you're not putting it on enough, or you just don't do it very often." It's like, I keep this stupid antibiotic ointment on all the time. It's really gross and greasy, and I don't want it on my face, but I don't want this big hole in my face too. It's like a big giant hole, and I've heard that it sometimes it's like cause part of the skin to die. I don't want this part of my skin dying. I'm hoping to avoid going to the doctor. Got our health insurance estimates for next year's teaching contract. Holy crap. I'm not sure why they can justify raising my costs for my insurance $200 a month for the same coverage I had this year. Next year, $200 more a month. And that's one third of what it costs to begin with. And so now I'm going to have to take this huge deductible, like $2,000 deductible, in order to afford health insurance. But I can't not afford health insurance. And with the government new rules, I have to have it. And I just think the insurance companies have us over a barrel now that we have to have insurance. And they can charge us whatever they want. Well, hopefully not. Well, I've spent way too much time talking already. I don't get to the point on these things. My poor dog. We'll get to that. We gave my dog a haircut. His name is Fred, and he's sleeping over here. He's a Lhasa Apso. And kind of a sable-colored dog. Come here, Fred. Fred. Freddy? Not Leo. Not Leo. No, not you. Leo. Freddy. Freddy, come here. Come here, Freddy. Come here. Come over here. Come here. Come here, Freddy. Come here. Come up here. Come give me some love. He's still not trusting me. You know why? Well, we had to give him some doggy drugs to calm him down because he does not like getting his hair cut. And we finally did, and he was calmed down pretty well. And then we got the muzzle. Leo, our older Lhasa Apso, he loves getting groomed. He will sit there and you can just cut his hair all you want. Unless, he gets distracted and runs off sometimes. But he really likes getting his hair cut. Fred? No. He'll take your hand off. Little tiny dog, weighs maybe 15 pounds, if that much. Mostly hair, turns out, as we cut his hair finally. But the poor dog. Anyway, he's really pissed off at us right now. So, he won't come here to be on camera. My wife didn't want me to show him because he looks funny. Because when a dog wants to bite you whenever you're cutting his hair, it's kind of hard to make it even. It's hard enough making them even. Those people who do grooming, they got their tough work cut out for them. Well, I didn't get to talk about all I wanted to talk about. I feel like I rambled on, but like I say, if you've been bit by one of those spiders, brown recluse, tell me what happens, and I'll see you next time. It's Mr. B. Bye-bye.